Hi, and welcome to my new video. This one was fun. I decided to paint a goldfinch because I was somehow inspired by not only Darwin and his finches, but the novel from Donna Tartt that I've read years ago. It was actually a gift that I got for my 30th birthday from a friend, and I liked reading it. It isn't like the high quality literature that is super sophisticated and stuff, but it was a nice read. The main part of the novel played a painting by Karel Fabricius, a pupil of Rembrandt, who painted a golden finch sitting on a bird feeder that was mounted to a wall, and the bird itself was chained to the feeder. It's a nice painting. It's probably one that you could overlook in a museum, but still. So I painted the golden finch to test out the white knights. Not only the white knights, but the tube set that I got from my mother. I've uploaded the haul already, and you've seen, if you watched the haul, you've seen the finished piece. But here you can see how the paints react with each other, how they travel through water, and how well pigmented they are. And oh boy, are they pigmented. Just a light touch with a wet brush to the paints and you have it full of pigment. I had to dilute the paints a lot on my palette just to have some lighter washes. And that's great. I mean, that's what you buy paints for, isn't it? To have a lot of pigment and not only binder in them. The only downside to the tube palette that I see was that there was only one red included in them. It was a warm red, so I couldn't or can't mix color reds or pinkish colors or even nice violets or purples within the set. What I like about the set is the nice variety of browns and neutrals that I get with it. So it's always pros and cons, isn't it? The tubes itself were very nice. It was a reminder for me of the paints that I used to have as a child and during my youth that were given to me by my mother again, who were from the same brand but not from the White Knight series. I loved the lemon yellow because I'm not a fan of the color itself, but it's a great mixing color. And the pen sets that I got of the White Knights had mostly cadmium yellows in them, and they were more opaque than the lemon yellow that came in the tube set. So that made me pretty happy to use these paints. Are your memories just as vivid of using certain paints in your youth? What paints did you start out with? Because I never had like finger paints or paints I could go in with my hand and smash them around stuff. I never got to use those. I have to admit that I didn't have the best art teachers during my school time. They may have known what they're doing, but they weren't the greatest in encouraging pupils to make art. During the younger grades, I had a teacher who was a woman who would always help with the paintings of the boys within the class, but she never helped the girls. And everybody knew that. The boys used it to receive better grades for the quality of their work. But actually they made the teacher paint their paintings from start to finish, and even used some tricky techniques on them. Later I had a teacher who was indifferent to art. I don't even remember what we did during the lessons. In the higher grades, close to the end of my school time, I had a teacher who probably couldn't remember me as a pupil because what he said to me varied so much. He encouraged me to stop making art and to do something else because art wasn't something for me, he said. In other lessons, he said that I should make more art because I was talented and he saw something special in my paintings. The problem is that the things he wanted us to paint and draw weren't interesting enough for me to be engaged so much in his lessons. It was just boring. So when it got a little bit more interesting, I did what I did all the time. I drew, and I drew things as good as I could. But I know that there were lessons where we practiced basically only color mixing and not on real paintings that we made or something, but just on sheets of paper, and it was so boring for me that I just couldn't do it. So I don't think he was happy with me as a pupil, but well, I wasn't happy with him as my teacher either. I hope you all had some nice experiences with your teachers and have still fun making art, no matter whether in school or at home, or even as a job. Have a great and creative time. Bye.